Hi, I'm Pat Mangan, Director of Governance Education at NRECA. Welcome to Governance Talk. My guest today is Carter Manucy. Carter, you are the Director of Cybersecurity at NRECA. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Pat. It's a pleasure.
Cyber threats continue to evolve. The bad guys are tireless. We build a fence, they want to find a way to get over that fence. That continues. Would you agree?
It continues, and we see the evolution of their tactics getting, better and better as time goes on as well. So, to your point, we have to keep on fortifying our own defenses in order to keep up with that onslaught.
So cybersecurity threats, I would imagine, are evolving, as you've said. And so where are we today? What are you seeing the most of? What kind of cyber attacks? I mean, we've talked about phishing and ransomware and various other hacks and things. What's going on today?
Phishing and ransomware still are up there at the top.
Okay.
We see a marked increase year over year from 2011 to now. Even 2021 to now, we see about an 800% increase across the board. Now, that's all industries combined, and those are claimed attacks, not necessarily confirmed. But
let me define that a little bit more. So, number one, 800% over the industry or over the world? 800%.
800% over the world of number of claims that have happened, specifically in the last January, looking at January's specific number. So,
and when you say claims, these are claims from the bad guys that say, hey, we're successful.
We're successful. We have taken ownership. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody is going to respond to that positively or that it was real. So there is a little bit of that as well.
A little bit of hype going on
sometimes
out there?
There's hype.
Okay. Talk specifically about what boards, these are distribution cooperative boards, what they can do to protect themselves or continue to do to protect themselves.
I think continual education and training on what these updated threats are, especially when it comes to phishing. We see employees still falling for these things. We see AI being better and better at building the messaging that's coming across. So it's no longer broken English. Now it's pitch perfect. So it's very difficult sometimes for folks to filter out the reality from the fake. And that's what we have to continue to push on to make sure that we're...
Talk a little bit more about the impact of AI on the cyber security environment.
It's all about the differences that AI has on the ability for it to understand and do things for people that may not be native speakers. And that doesn't necessarily mean language. That could just mean that you're not that familiar with a topic, and it can all of a sudden amplify your abilities like a superpower. Mm-hmm. And so it's able to do that for you. And so people don't have to have the background, the education, the understanding of what that topic is. They can now become a superhero themselves in a matter of minutes.
So I think, well, you tell me, is it accurate to say that AI is increasing the threat to cooperatives from a cybersecurity perspective?
It is, and there's a number of things that we're doing to combat that as well. But as technology evolves, and as the business needs to have more and more information and better quality, we're leaning on these tools to do that analysis for us. But it's a troublesome, slippery slope because you're having to give it data in order to analyze, and that means that you're opening up yourself often to sharing that information, which causes more problems.
NRECA has a number of resources. Tell us what those are.
NRECA has our Project Guardian funding effort from the Department of Energy, which is a $5 million grant over the next 5 years. Mm-hmm. That is actually going to allow us to go all the way down to every co-op we have in our nation by empowering a number of different techniques. But one of them we call cyber champions, which is the idea of actually going to a co-op and saying, here are the tools and resources that you can have. And then they reach out to the distribution co-ops in their area. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a way that we can actually amplify, much like RESAP program does for safety and everything else.
Oh, interesting. What other programs does NRECA offer?
We have our Co-op Cybertech, which is a great conference that we have every year. We also have our Threat Analysis Center, which is a wonderful place for co-ops to come to understand the threats that are happening and communicate with other co-ops in a safe place. We have our ICS REC program, which is a $15 million fund where co-ops can get a 92.5% discount for OT technologies, and we're happy to work with them on those as well. And we also have our cyber goals program, which wraps all of this together and helps co-ops understand what to do next and how to move on with their cyber maturity.
Very good. It's ongoing vigilance, isn't it?
If you don't stay vigilant, then you won't be able to keep up with everybody else. Because if you think about the fact that all of the adversaries we have out there are continually trying to do new things,
Hmm.
and if we stay where we are, that means we're continually getting behind the curve.
Makes sense. Carter Manucy, thanks very much for talking with us today.
Thanks for having me.